Hello everyone, this is Pilpoh. Welcome back to All the Mods 10 Limited Edition. Now, I had a little bit of a snafu between episodes, I will admit. I had a bit of a panic, and that is... first off, OBS just decided not to record my screen for a bit. It does this every so often. It's usually it doesn't record my audio. And today it was like, nah, we're going to just get rid of your screen instead. So I had the opposite problem to what I had in my Star Technology series, which is so annoying, but it's all good. It just means that we can progress a little bit quicker. And that is, last episode we did the lasers, right? Lasers cost power, but give you loads of resources, right? And in fact, I'll show you if we have a look at our stack of all the Modium raw ore we've got. 6.9. Nice. Right there. So we've got a decent amount right there already. Nearly 7,000. That's insane. We are at some point going to get into doing some ore duplication. I will say I don't tend to do ore duplication. I just tend to amp up the like creation of resources, if you know what I mean. Instead of like duping these, I would just get more lasers and put them down. In this case, though, I think it's more fun because more people tend to do like ore duplication like methods, don't they? So in my case, what I'll do is I'll probably just, yeah, get, I don't know, a courtism set up or something to get us 6 times the amount of all the Modium ingots out of this ore. I love that idea. So we're going to do it. It is quite fun, but I tend to not really do that. Let's just put that out there. Anyway. What we're going to do today is we're going to sort out our power needs. Now, unfortunately, as I said, I messed up a little bit. I've already made a compact machine. These things are huge, by the way. Soren compact machine is massive. Look at this. Why are you big? Why are you so big? This is 3 chunks wide, near enough. That's not what I meant to do, this one. I have chunk loaded this as well, by the way. I've also added more chunk loads to myself, because, or force chunk loaded things, because why not, eh? Like, we're already limited a little bit. So I have set this up over here. We were doing lasers last episode, and I wanted to set up some more lasers. Yeah, I know, mate. Sorry, dude. This is a status chamber, and what it does is it stasis, not status, sorry. Yeah, stasis chamber. What it does is it just traps the wither in there, and the wither can't move. It can't do anything. It can't even do its little explodey thing. And then above that, I've got myself a fluid laser base. Now, this is slightly different. If you put some purple laser lens in there, you can get yourself some ether gas. That ether gas is going into the ender tank, and the ender tank is filling up, when we get back in here, this over here. We're probably going to need more than that, aren't we? Okay, I'm going to get some copper upgrades. Get 4 copper upgrades, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to fill up. Behind this, in fact, I can show you if I knock those 2 out right there. We've got our ender tank right there. It is chunk loaded in there, so it should still be working. When this is emptied, we should see it still go up. Yeah, there you go. You can see it like pulling out the machine. It's pretty fun, isn't it? Now, I've got another thing, which is I've got fluid XP, and we're pulling that out using a modular router from over here. So you see we've got the XP holder. You can set your target level, by the way. So nice. I am that childish that I did that. If you put a utilitarian redstone clock underneath, it needs like a redstone pulse to do this to whoever like is here, if you know what I mean. So if I were to try and get myself, there you go. It goes back to that level. So I just pulled 10 levels out of it. Or if I put in 10 levels, it will put me back up to a certain number. So that's pretty fun. I like that. So yeah. Anyway, power is the name of the game today. Or not power, but power with an E. Did I mention that I made this? I think I did. This is for occultism when we come to do it. You can put, I think it's 21 by 21 in here. And what we can do is we can set up all of the... There's 4 different rituals that we want. So I'm going to put them in here. But anyway, today, the plan is we are going to set up mycelial reactor. We're going to set up one of these bad boys. I've already made all of the generators. And I've made preparations to fill all of the generators. And that's what we're going to use the compact machine for, I think. So I've got my personal shrinking device, the Soren compact machine. At compact machine. The Soren one is... Why does it not have the Soren machine there? It just says colossal. Oh, because it's just got a regular one. Okay, makes sense. Use a nether star. You use an atom shrinking module and an atom enlarging module. Compact machine walls, which is literally just polished deep slate. These ones relatively easy to make as well. You just need a piston and a sticky piston and some other stuff. You can make yourself a compact machine Soren. Soren, by the way, is the person that makes Zycraft. We love Zycraft. Soren is a legend, by the way, so in the modding community. I'm just going to land over here, and we're going to set this as our spawn point. It was set before, but I updated the pack since. So, yeah. Anyway, the wither is going to stay in here. I was thinking about enclosing the wither in with some witherproof blocks, just in case we run out of power. But I did set this one to have the maximum priority that it can have. I just punched my microphone. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway, if we get any sort of power issues... Kind of awkward, but it should save all of the power and put it in here first out of all of the places. So the wither should never get out, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah. Now, I've got a few things that I want to do. So if we do at Foregoing, you can see I've got all of the generators. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of the generators out. And in fact, I've got a few other bits and bobs that I want to use as well. Is that it? Mob slaughter factory? No. Animal rancher, sewage thingy as well. Yeah, I think that's everything I needed to do. Yeah, sort of. Could do with a spawner so we could get some pink slime and liquid meat as well, I guess. Yeah, we could do that in here as well, I think. But we'll do that in a bit. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line all of these up in a manner where I want it to be. You can see right here, I've got a mob imprisonment tool. These things are really, really good. Plastic and a gas tier gets you a mob imprisonment tool. You can shift right-click on a mob and it will pick it up. And then you can shift right-click on wherever else and it will put it down again. And we've got a cow right there. Yeah, the cow's really good because we're going to use it for poo and we're going to use it for milk. So that's what these two are for right here. Cool. Right, let me put these in order and then I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I've got everything set up in the correct order. So we've got a furnace generator right here. And by the way, this is a network receiver. Yeah, we're going to use network receiver for this. I'm actually going to do this one block up, I think. So instead of putting like the generator right there, what I'll do is I'll put it here. Because then we can put a floor in and it will look nicer. So I'm going to put an export bus right there. And we are going to do charcoal. Just like that. So that's going to export charcoal into this. Oh, I forgot about this. Trash can. I made a bunch of trash cans for this. We don't care about the power that comes out of this. We just want it to be running. That's how this all works. Now, I am going to have to spread these a little bit because we're going to need an export bus here and here for this one. Yeah, unfortunately. This one is going to need milk, which we're going to do using a rancher and that cow that I said. So I'll show you that in a bit. So it's going to need milk. I just forgot about this. Previously, you needed to say... I wonder if this is going to work. If we put milk in here and we put slime balls, or in our case, resin balls, because resin does work in this. I'm going to put some crafting cards in all of these as well, eventually. What's the next one on the list? Culinary. We need to figure out a good source of food to put in this. So I'm going to leave this one for now, and we'll come back to it. Potion. Potion is an interesting one, because... we want to do water bottles, but is there a decent way of getting water bottles in this? You can fill it up using create. You can, yeah, we don't want to do that one really. We kind of want it to just be as quick as poss. I'm not sure what we do about that for now. I'm guessing it's going to make us some water bottles. we just need something that gives us water bottles. I suppose we could do create. Let's come back to this one. I think that's a good idea. We'll come back to the ones we don't know what to do with yet. That's the potion generator. That's 4 of them. I'm going to go around and do another 4, I think. So the disenchantment one, we're going to use an enchantment factory. The ender, we're going to use ender pearls. Maybe eyes of ender. I'm not sure yet. Explosions, we're going to hate this one because we'll just put in some gunpowder because we nearly got 1 million gunpowder as it is. But if I put 1 in, I'll show you what happens. Yeah, I should get away from there. I forgot I'm not indestructible. And it will do that for 20 whole seconds. Ow. Okay, stop. Thank you. And it produced 64,000 FE, which is not bad, is it? We are going to have to put... Yeah, because if this fills up, it's not going to produce any more power, meaning it won't be running, meaning that it won't contribute, which is not what we want. But anyway, this one, we know for a fact that we're going to put in gunpowder. Disenchantment, we don't know what we're doing with yet. But this one, Eye of Ender. This one right here, we're going to put in gunpowder. This one, Frosty. Oh, hello. I did a really weird thing to get us some ice, by the way. What was it? No, fridge? Yeah. I made something called a fridge from Mr. Crayfish's furniture mod. And then I also made a, is it called a generator? Yeah, this light generator thing. And what you do is if you get a wrench, you can link them up just like that. So that is now going to get power from this generator. So if I put in, I don't know, a stack of sticks, turn it on, that is going to power the fridge. And what you can do is if I get a bucket of water, just like that, and you stick it in the freezer at the bottom there, and give it some time, turn it on, obviously. Yep, that's going to be going. This is going to take a little while, but that is going to turn the water bucket into ice. Go and get yourself some Silk Touch. This was a stupid idea. I don't know why I did it this way. I just thought it'd be funny. That's one of the clips that I've lost, unfortunately, is me making this ice. But I thought that was quite funny, the way that I did this. And there is a 1 piece of ice. Now, what I ended up doing is I washed the ice and it turns into packed ice. And I washed 9 ice to get myself, well, you guys know, right? You get yourself a blue ice, just like that. Using a blue ice, I then set up the extractor for ice. So we are getting a bunch of ice now, which is really useful. Anyway, I'm just going to pick this one up. Let's put these ones away. Yeah, why not? Chuck those ones away. There we go. So the frost generator, you are going to get some ice. Just regular old standard ice. Because it's the same as, well, it runs for the same amount of time in the ice generator, or the frosty generator, as regular ice. Sorry, as packed ice. The one that's really good is blue ice, but I don't know if we can be bothered to do that, because that's a craft that you don't need to do. Because it still gets you the same amount of time. We don't need to do the craft. We could just stick in loads of ice. That's how I see it, at least. This one gives you a horrible debuff when it is running. In fact, I could show you. We put this one in like that, and we're close by. We get slowness. Slowness again. See? So it's really annoying, but it is all good. That'll run for a little bit. The explosion one's the most annoying out of all of them, because it's not only loud, but it hurts you. So you definitely don't want that. Now, this side, I'm going to do the halitosis generator, which is super easy. Stick that one in there. It is a dragon's breath. And we've got a ton of that because we've got the dragon head, like giving us a ton of dragon's breath. We have got the magma. That's just going to get some lava. And we've got infinite lava right now, don't we? So pink generator, this one's going to be kind of interesting. We don't know what to do with this one just yet. So pink generator, the potion generator, and the disenchantment generator are the three that we don't know what to do with just yet. I guess the culinary generator as well. So there's 4 of them. Yeah. So we'll come back to that one. Nether star generator. Again, this one gives you like wither. So you don't want to be near that one. Although I've got wither resistance. Or I've got wither. What is it? This one? No, this one. Grants immunity to wither. So we might be all right near that. And then finally, we've got the death one. I think this one gives you like nausea or something. I can't remember now. But this one runs off like bones and some flesh and stuff. Rotten flesh. Guess we could pop that one in as well. We'll have to set up a spawner for zombies. I mean, yeah, we could set up a spawner for zombies or whatever. Something that gives us either bones or rotten flesh or something. The rocket generator, we need to set up an autocraft for rockets. So I'm going to come back to this one because you need to get it exact. Crimed, again, we need to set up something for crimed. And then finally, we've got the metallurgic mycelial generator. Now this one, we know what we're going to do. We're going to do copper and meat. Liquid meat goes in, and I'm going to do copper because we're getting loads of it. So we're just going to put some ingots in like that. And then all I need to do is hook up some cables. There you go. So there's all of the generators right there. Now, here comes the fun part. We're going to use a sewer. Does this take power? It does take power. I don't know where I'm going to put this. I might put it... I'll put it in this corner. Why not? So we're going to put a sewer down just like that. We're going to put a animal rancher. And I think it places away from you. So if I do that... Yeah, we're all good. I'm going to get some fences. Do that. There we go. And we're going to put a cow in there. Seems a bit mean, but... We're gonna treat it nice. Okay, that cow's got his head stuck in the wall, but still. You're not gonna output any power, are you? I'm gonna go turn off my 2 lasers for now. Now, I was pretty convinced that the sewer would get us some poop. But I don't know how the cow actually does anything with the sewer. I might have placed it the wrong way around or something. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I could use a modular router to just put it into the slime generator. This one, by the way, needs some resin or slime balls or whatever you've got. And it needs some milk. Okay, now it's just proven me wrong. Why are you not working? Okay, there you go. It's just gone back up. But it's quick enough. There you go. It's all the way up again. It's quick enough with this. You got me any poo yet? No, not yet. Okay. Quick enough with this that it will keep up easily with the slime generator. All right, let's go over the ones that we don't know what we're going to do. So the culinary generator, we want to put some sort of food in there. Now, I had a plan with this, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to feed it the berries from our tree farm. Now, I have actually been sustaining myself off of the berries, but we could try it at least. Oh, they last forever. Ooh, that might be a good thing for the nightshades as well. So if we put nightshade, we'll put in black currants, we'll put in the red, put in the white, we'll put in the elderberries as well. Get all of those going. They don't give that much saturation either, so it would be interesting to see how long they take. That's already full up with power, which is really good. I'm going to stick a trash can literally on top of all of these. As I said, we're not interested in the power that we get from these. I missed. Brilliant. We are interested in the mycelial reactor running. So that's the plan. We're just going to get the mycelial reactor running, and then we'll deal with it. This one's fine. This one is fine. I do need a crafting upgrade. So what was I doing? That was crafting. So let's get like a bunch of these. Why not? So that one definitely needs it. This one, you also need it because of the resin balls. This one, we don't need it. This one is the water. No idea if this is going to work, by the way, but I had a plan for this. Are you going to work? If I put a water bottle in here, it's going to make a little bit of power. It's obviously going to void that power because of the trash can. And then can I just output that to the front? Oh, you can't output and input on the same side, can you? That's not at all what we want to happen, is it? Because it's going to pull out the... Ah, wait a minute, wait a minute. That's on the bottom, right? It's going to push. Until that has been used up. But then we'd have like weird times where it's not... Okay, so we can't use this, but what we can do is we could probably use a router? I'm going to use laser IO. Laser IO. Yes, because I feel really bad about not using laser IO all the time. Anyway, so let's use... Actually, I think it's 2 lasers that we're going to need. The weird way of getting what we want to happen right here. Item cards. We need 2 item cards. I'm going to put one in the top here. Okay. Should land right there. There we go. Stick it in right there. And then we need another item card to stick it in right there. Filter on this one is going to be an empty glass bottle. So we need item filter, which... Is it just called a filter? It is just called a filter. Okie dokie. And that's literally all we need to do, I think, is put one of those in. And we say the only thing you're allowed to put in there, insert into there, is glass bottles. And then I need my wrench. I'm going to shift right click and then plonk it on that one. This one is going to be pull from the top. So extract. And the only thing it's going to put in there, when that one's finished, it will turn into... There you go. That's perfect. So that's just always going to give us... This is always going to be running now. Because look, the water bottle goes in there before this runs out of progress right there. So that one's done. Right, for this one, we're going to use a enchantment. What's it called? Factory. Yeah, this thing right here. Okay, anyway, what we could do, I made 1 book at least. I'm going to fill this up a little bit, and I'm going to put a book in. You need power. How much power do you need, and how much... Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, it does tell you right there. I didn't notice that. So if that was at 30, how many... Oh, 27 millibuckets. 27 buckets, I should say. Fine. Oh, I didn't know you could do it like that. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Exporter right there. You are going to need to give us blank books back, aren't you? Is that how that works? So if I put this one in, for example. Yes, it does give you a blank book. This is really good because we can output it to the front. And then all we... Oh, yeah, you don't even need to use multiple books. Oh, that's really useful. Okay, we're just going to do 1 level, please. And I'm going to say just dire things. XP fluid. I'm going to get a bunch of that, actually, right now. And we'll put it in manually. Do you need... Can you not get power from this? No, you can't, because that's got a trash can. Okay, makes sense. Fine. So we're going to have to put a... It's going to look so dumb, having power on the thing that... No, 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 no. Not putting it there, because it would just output all of our power into a trash can. Okay, we put it there. There you go. So this one, we're going to say output to the back. That is going to generate us some power. It's going to create us a new one. It's going to last 30 seconds. That's pretty good. Okay, that's done. That there is done. Perfect. That one's done. That one's done. That one is done. Excellent. All right. Well, the next ones we need to do, rocket generator, the chromed and the pink are the big ones. The rocket one we could do right now. In fact, I'm going to go do it. /home. So I'm not gonna refresh all of these every single time, but you can do that if you want. So I'm going to pop that one in. Put a crafting card in as well, because you need a crafting card for that one. Oh, we need to do something about the death generator as well. The crimed one is a little bit different because this one can use several things. Crimson fungus. Oh, we could do a haunting setup with the red mushrooms. Never mind, we could just use the spore reactor. I forgot about this. We're going to do the spore reactor. Yes, you do need water. And are you going to give us... Yeah, you give us 2 right there. You need to loop it back in. Right, the way this is going to work is I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to lock it. Just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this to pull from the back there. And then we're going to get it to push to the back. So what it's going to do is it's going to pull from this, it's going to push back in. Pull from this, push back in. What I'm going to do is get like a decent amount in here. So we need this to fill up. Obviously, we need some water. We can just use an eternal water block for this, can't we? We don't even need to think about it. We just do this for ages and let it do its thing. And as you can see, it's going up and it's going up and it's going up. I think it will fill into these ones as well. There we go. Yeah, this is what we want to see. We want to see all of these filled up. Then we want to see a backlog in here. Then I'll turn this one back on. And what we can do is we just say pull from the front. So it's going to pull from this. But obviously, we need the backlog first. Okay, for now, what I'm going to do is we are going to make stained glass. Pink stained glass. That's how we do it. There we go. Set up a pink stained glass recipe, and we can use that. And that should be it. That should be all of the things that we need to do, other than, obviously, automating the couple of things that we've already said. I'm really proud about these ones right here. This one's really cool. This one's also really cool. We need to export that. Just dire things, don't we? Right, got an idea. Got an idea right here. It's just red and white in it. So that's all we needed to do. And then what I can do instead... Wait, this one also needs to go up in one of these as well. Instead of doing flesh, instead of doing the flesh right there, what we can do is do bone. Because if we have a look at the bone right there, in the death generator, it's about 10 seconds, and I believe it's the same for everything. So we could just use bone. There we go, it's the front in it. Okie dokie. And that's going to go into the ender tank right there. We just tell it to export into this. Fingers crossed that's going to be good enough. And can we do resin in there? We should probably test it first, right? Test all of these first, I guess. Yeah, there you go. It lasts quite a while as well, which is pretty good. Okay, this is what I ended up with. I need to do something about the experience right here. We could do another at just dire things experience holder thing, wherever it's gone. That badger. Missing leather. Okay, we'll do that another time. It's all good. Anyway, I could turn this one on and it will spawn in some skeletons. And this thing is way too quick right now. Let's set this down to 1 at a time, like that. You can see it all come in. There you go. See all of the stuff come in. Now, what this is doing is, in fact, I'm going to go put that back the way it was because it was perfect. Right, click on that. Sync that one back up. Sync that one like that. Perfect. So it's going to pull out all of the stuff from here. What I've done, right here, the down has got a item filter. It's going to take all of the skeleton skulls, arrows, bones, and rib bones, and it's going to put them in the ender chest underneath. Anything else is going to go into the trash can right there. Now, this is very, very, very dangerous. In fact, I'm going to say don't do this if I were you, because this says anything that is dropped that is not a skeleton skull, an arrow, a bone, or a rib bone can go into the item trash can. And we're pulling from up here, obviously, from the diamond barrel, which has got a magnet upgrade. Now, why I'm saying don't do that is because, let's say, I don't know, we've got a... we finally got another diamond. This is amazing. We've got another diamond. And, oh, I accidentally threw it on the ground. It will get picked up by the spruce barrel. It will then get pulled down. And because it's not one of these things right here, it will get trashed. Now, imagine doing that, but with your pickaxe or your paxel, which you've got perfect. You got it exactly how you want it. Or you've got it, you know, you accidentally throw your sword on the floor. In fact, I should probably move all of this, and we should put it in its own compact machine. We could do this in its own compact machine. 1, 2, I don't know how big this is. I think it's like 7 tall, maybe. So we could do a relatively small compact machine and have it all working out how we want it. Right, I'm going to use a new thing, and it's called a detector. Now, I don't know if that's going to work like that. Should we do it the other way around and have a look? Yeah, you don't work like that. Excellent. Oh, because you're not actually connected. Huh. Okay. Anyway, imagine you are below 5,000, emit a redstone signal. Never mind. Yes. Yes. So if you're below 5,000, emit a redstone signal. And then I'm going to move this one up. I did just realize I did this a bit wrong. Oh, it's fine. We'll fix it in a sec. So this one right here, if we have a look at the area, it's going to boop all of the areas right there. So anything in this area will get turned into liquid meat and stuff. And then interface, we're going to go grab an interface. Thank you. Interface is going to go on the back. We're going to use some cables actually to cable this one back up. As I said, we'll put some floor in at some point. But what that's going to do is we're going to say, send all the liquid meat to the back, send all the pink slime to the back. So put it all in the interface. Interface is going to put it in our drawers for us. So we're all good in that respect. This one right here actually just needs to be, I'm going to put it there with the bones. So that one and that one didn't need two, but okay, all good. And then we need a lever for this. Stick that there. So that will turn that one back on. Now, the whole plan is, instead of, what this thing here, the detector is going to do, when it's off, we want it to tell this thing to be on. So we need to change this. So run with no redstone signal. When it's got redstone signal, what I want it to do, let me just turn this off. There we go. What I want it to do is turn off the thing in the middle right there. So I'm actually going to take out the magnet upgrade whilst I do this. And I'll tell you why. I want to get underneath this. Wait, there we go. There you go. We're Diddy. We are tiny now. I love it. So stick that one underneath, and I'm going to use my sword twice. And we're going to do a shift right click like that. And then what we can do is over here, we can use our sword twice like that. So when it's got a redstone signal, that will turn on, which means that we've got less than 5,000 bones right there. And when it doesn't have a redstone signal, what will happen is right now, nothing will happen. In fact, I'm going to come out of this mode because it's annoying me. But what we can do, just grab some white concrete for now. As like a filler block. Put that there. Redstone signal like that. So basically, if we've got less than 5,000 bones, it's going to do a redstone signal, which will turn on the redstone link here, which will turn on the mob masher in there. And it will turn off the mob slaughter factory, because the mob slaughter factory, which you should be output into the back. Oh, you would be putting into the interface. Except you can't because it's not connected yet. But that will be putting into the back. This will be producing us pink slime and liquid meat. So basically, it turns that one off when we've got more than 5,000 bones. And it turns this one on when we've got more than 5,000 bones. And then it will turn this one off when we've got less than 5,000 bones. And it will turn that one back on. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Also, why do you have to place the wards? That is very annoying. There you go. Oh, well. That's what we wanted to see right there. Now, I'm going to put these back in. I am using tinted glass. There's no reason. I'll show you what I did to the spawner right there. Minimum and maximum spawn delay is 20. I didn't bother changing the spawn count because it's such a small area. But I did reduce the spawn range. I reduced the initial health. Did ignores players, redstone controlled, ignores light, No AI. Silent. Echoing. 3. Perfect. That's a beast of a thing that we just did right there. So we can turn this one back on. And basically, it will pop them. And we'll get loads of liquid meat out of it. Now, the plan that I've got right now. I'm going to pop all of these in my backpack like this. Obviously, we also need to put this back in here. For now, at least. I wonder if we could do a redstone signal to that as well. To stop it from... I don't know. I actually don't know if we could do that. That'd be cool, though, if we could. Anyway, for now, I think all we need to do is cable this up. And we need to put down the mycelial, and we need a plug. Piece of concrete there. And then pop this one on top like this. Tell it to go to our network. Right, so now this has got nothing. It's not doing anything. This might be painful, so I'm going to pop these down and then run away. Explosions. Now, we want to see what is not getting stuff. So you're getting stuff. You're getting stuff. You're getting stuff. Potions are doing fine. Disenchantment's doing fine. Yeah. You are not getting any Eyes of Ender. Did I put a crafting card in you? There we go. You're doing fine. What about you? Yep, you've got ice. Yeah, you're doing fine. Over here, you're getting everything perfect. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Nether stars. I didn't put another star in here. Nether star. And pink. What do you mean you don't have any... Okay, you haven't got any space is what it's trying to say there. Lava, you're doing fine. And then finally, the halitosis generator, which means this thing is running perfectly fine. And we're getting a ridiculous amount of energy right there. Now, this is not self-contained right now. I might turn off explosions just in this area. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Right. Turn off the explosions so I can hear explosions elsewhere. That's what I'm trying to say. So there we go. Oh, it's much neater. But hey, we got ourselves a mycelial reactor. Now, it's not doing anything right now because I think, like, it doesn't have any room to put any power in. Either that or one of these has stopped working. I'm pretty sure it's because we're not using barely any power, basically. Right, we're going to call it there for today. Now, I will just say to you guys, and it did flash through my head to do this, but I'm not going to do it. I was going to make a dummy extreme reactor, like a huge extreme reactor looking thing for the thumbnail. And then I was going to literally just have this in the corner. So you would see the mycelial reactor. It would be right in the corner, so you could just about see it. But then I'd have a big extreme reactor behind me, and I'd be like, this thing makes me 25 million FE per tick for the thumbnail and, you know, the episode title. And then you'd be looking at an extreme reactor, but it's actually just that thing in the corner that does it. I'm not going to do that. That just seems a bit mean. That seems a bit misleading. But yeah, it went through my head that I could do that and like trick a few people into it. I don't like doing that. That just seems a bit scummy. But for the algorithm, it would do really well because people really love it when you show off like the flashy, you know, massive extreme reactors and stuff. What I will say is this is all the power you're going to need for the entirety of this pack. Now, a lot of people would be like, oh, but I want to set up like 12 different SPSs and that they all take like 40 million FE per tick or whatever to run. And all you're making right here is 25 million. But think about it this way. You can just get yourself one ATM start like really, really quickly. And then you can come back and remove all of your like setup like this, all of your power setup. Because with one ATM star, you can make infinite power. And then you don't need to do any of this. So you could literally rip it down. And I highly recommend you do take down stuff like your power setup once you've got infinite power. Because the power setup itself is normally quite laggy. So anyway, thank you for sitting through my TED talk right here. You don't need flashy things like that to complete this pack. So if you are struggling a little bit for power, then I'd definitely recommend setting this one up. It's not a Pilpoh series if you don't set this sort of power setup up, is it? So highly recommend you set this one up, and then make yourself an ATM star. That's a big ask, I know, and we will at some point once I've got through the next episode where I do some ore duplication, which again you don't need to do ore duplication, but it's flashy and people love to like set up really like efficient setups, right? It's like the 82 cube. You don't need an 82 cube with like 30,000 channels. You just don't need it for a pack like this. You could get away with like a tiny cube. Like I did it with a 3x3 hollow cube and it worked fine. So yeah, anyway. Right, I'm going to call it here for today. So thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.